I'm G.
And today we'll be discussing G's gender transition. So, let's start off first. What is your name?
Well, my name is G. Marcelo Hernandez, but at birth my name was Giselle Marcela Becerra.
Okay, and what is your preferred pronoun?
My preferred pronoun is he/him.
And what was your gender at birth?
My gender at birth was female.
Okay, so let's start off by first question. When did you make the transition?
So, basically growing up, I like when I was a kid, it was something that started as I was a kid. Like, I just wasn't really into boys, but I was also into girls. Like, I was just having fun, like playing soccer, like sports and stuff. And I just noticed growing up that I preferred playing with the boys more than the girls. I like being in the dirt. I liked playing football. I was very much active. So at first I thought I was like, maybe I'm just like a tomboy. Maybe I'm like dresses. I love to wear shorts. I didn't care about my hair. I would just like put it all up and wear a hoodie and cover it. Like, I just didn't care. And then I don't know. I just slowly started to realize like I'm not like your average like girl. And at first I thought like, oh, it's gonna be a phase. That's what everybody else thought. So I thought, oh, I'm just going through a phase, and then eventually I'll end up being girly. But I don't know. I just always been into like boy stuff. So I was just my mind was just always like how I thought an average boy's mind was, to just play, have fun, play with guns and toys and all that type of stuff.
Okay, so how did it affect school and your family as well? Like, was your family okay with it? Were they very supportive, or were they more against it?
Growing up, I had a lot of problems with it because, like, I know my mom, like, she would always tell me, like, why don't you want to wear dresses? She would always make me wear dresses. She would always make me dress like a girl and stuff like that. And I didn't like it. It just didn't make me, I wasn't comfortable at all. And I just wasn't okay with it. And I think my mom had an idea, but I think she was just trying to, like, not think about that and trying to make me, like, more on the girl side. But I did have problems growing up. I always had problems with, like, elementary, middle school, high school. I always had problems with it. Because everybody always say, like, a lot of, like, female students would always say, like, how come you're always with the boys? Like, how come you don't hang out with the girls? You don't wear, like, how come you don't dress like a girl? Like, da-da-da-da. And I just would always be like, oh, like, I don't know. I don't care for that type of stuff. And there was times where, like, my mother or my family members or friends from school would ask, like, oh, like, it was hard growing up because, like, when you hit your teen years, everybody says, like, oh, I have a crush on him, or she has a crush on me, and all that stuff. And when people would address, like, oh, who do you like, G? Like, do you have a boyfriend in mind? And I would, like, have to lie about it because it was one of those things, like, I didn't really like, I wasn't into boys, but I would, like, lie and be like, oh, I like this boy, or oh, I like that boy, but I really didn't. But I was just, like, lie about it because I didn't want people to know, because I was scared for them to know. And myself, I didn't even know either. I was just like, I don't know, do I like boys? But I knew I didn't, but I would just tell myself, like, I'm not normal because I need to be liking boys. Like, I can't be liking girls.
Okay, and then just tell me what it was like growing up, and do you feel comfortable now than you did when you were younger?
Yeah, so at first I thought, like, coming out to my family and everything, coming out to everyone, at first I thought, I'm like, alright, I think I'm gay. Like, that's what I thought. Like, I think I'm gay. I think, like, obviously I was born a female, and, like, obviously, like, I'm into females, so I just thought, like, for a cool minute, I thought, like, I'm just gay. That's what it is. And I accepted it. I was like, I'm gay. Alright. Like, it is what it is. And it felt good coming out. Like, it felt really good, because it was just like, alright, I ain't gotta hide anymore. I don't have to be like, oh, I have to pretend I like this boy. I have to pretend I like that boy, So it felt good. But the way my family took it was not good. Like, my mother was very religious. She didn't agree with any of it at all. There was times where she wouldn't talk to me. She would ignore me. Like, it took her a long time. It took her and my family a long time to accept the fact that I was gay. The fact that, and it was hard. It was really, really hard. Because it was just like, It's hard because it's like, I'm so sorry, Mom, that I'm not the person you want me to be. As much as I wish, but I wish it for you. I don't wish it for myself. But it's like, no, like, I'm gay, and this is me, and this is it. And if you don't like it, like, it is what it is. But slowly, like, my mom, like, you know, started coming around and accepting it and everything. So everything's good now. But then, so yeah, like I said, growing up, I thought I was gay. And then later on, I realized, like, I don't know, like, I think I want to say it was like my high school, maybe, like, you know, it was like my senior year. It was my senior year in high school. And I know because before I had entered senior year, I had really long hair, and I didn't care. I just put it up in a bun, put a hoodie, didn't care. And one day, I just told myself, like, why do I have long hair for? For what? If I just put it up. I hated having long hair. Like, I hated it. So one day I was like, I'm gonna cut it off. I don't want to have long hair. And so I did. And I feel like that was like, after I cut my hair and I saw myself and I liked what I saw, I feel like that at that moment, it was just like, this is not the body you want to be in. This is not who you are. You know, your whole life, you know, like, it was like self-reflect when I was looking at myself in the mirror with my haircut. Like, it was just like, you were born in the wrong body. That's what I constantly would, like, think about. I was born in the wrong body. And so I, like, slowly told my mom and my family and everybody else, like, I came to realize, like, I am transgender. I am male. I like to be identified as male. And I would like for everybody to appreciate that and to start calling me, you know, G. This is what I prefer. I don't want to hear Giselle anymore. Like, Giselle, like, Giselle died a long time ago. Like, you know, I just don't want to hear that. Like, this is me, and it's like, I'm happy where I'm at. And it was hard, like, it was really hard, because a lot of people did not agree with it, and I used to get, like, I would get, like, even to this day, you know, like, people would disrespect me and say rude things to me, and it would hurt my feelings, like, it really would, because it's just like, damn, like, I'm over here trying to do something to better myself, to make me happy, and people who I thought would care for me, like, really don't. Like, they don't agree with it, and they're not okay, and it made me upset, and, like, it led to depression. Like, it really, like, it messes you up in the type of sense where it's like, damn, like, I'm over here trying to be who I want to be, and nobody's happy about it, like, you know. And it was hard, because growing up in a religious family, like, my mom was super religious, and then we would go to church on Sunday, and it was hard to go to church. Like, I don't go to church anymore, because I felt like church was a place where you felt constantly judged. And it's like, I didn't want to walk inside church, because I knew this is not the person I am, and I felt like, you know, when it's church, you gotta dress up like this, you gotta show you're this, you gotta show you're that. And I hated it, because it was like, this is not who I am. I don't wear dresses to church, just like I don't want to wear dresses on regular days. Like, this is not me, you know. And so I kind of, like, lost my faith with God, because, you know, grown up, I was told that, like, you know, God doesn't like gay people, God doesn't agree with it. And I thought for a moment, like, I would cry, like, because it was just like, does God really hate me? Like, you know, does he really hate me? Like, is he really hating me on, like, me right now because of what I'm doing? But I don't know, I just slowly started to realize, like, no, I feel like God loves me, because, like, why else would I be here, you know?
Yeah, exactly, of course. Also, so I know that there's very exciting news coming up. I know you're transitioning in March, so how about, tell me a little about that, like, so, what is that process, or everything that's going on?
So basically, so, like, that was all, like, the negative stuff, but basically, like, reaching into the positive. So it was, when was it? May 16th of 2017, I started my first shot of testosterone. I went to a health clinic called Lion Martin in San Francisco, and because that matched with my insurance, and I got, like, basically, because I got insurance, medical help to start my testosterone. And it was a really easy process. I told them my story, and they were willing to help. And so May 16th of 2017 was my first testosterone shot. And how it works is that you get a certain amount of testosterone, and you inject it on your thigh every 2 weeks, and you basically alternate thighs. And that's what I've been doing. And so far, it's been 6 months since I've been on testosterone. 6 months and like a few weeks, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed. You know, I've grown a lot of, you know, hair. Maybe not facial hair. Hopefully, I get that later. But I've grown a lot of like hair everywhere. My arms, my legs. My voice dropped like it was just really deep compared to how it was before, and I just have like more energy, and I just feel so much more better. Like I like, you know, when people say like, wow, like, you know, your voice is getting deeper, like it makes me feel like, all right, like, you know, I'm slowly becoming into the man that I wanted to be, and it makes me happy. And yeah, and so about March, so basically I had written a letter to get my top surgery, and I've gotten the complete 100% okay from my insurance. That's going to be covered. So March 15th, I will be having a consultation on my top surgery. And basically what a consultation is where it like addresses, prepares me for my top surgery. Like it tells me how long I'll be in bed rest, what the surgery will do, etc. But yeah, so, you know, this year, like,
it's gonna be your year. It's gonna be your year.
It's gonna be my year.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing your story with me, and honestly, you're very appreciated, and a lot of people look up to you, and it's a hard thing to go through. So, especially like I definitely look up to that, and I know a lot of people look up to you as well. So, thank you, G, for taking the time to do this with me.